Welcome to Propeligent Growth Podcast. I'm Jamal Hirani, founder of Propeligent. Today, we're talking about one of the most critical functions of any business, and that's business development. And the topic is AI-powered solutions and what the future of business development looks like. So I'm really thrilled to welcome our guest, Jeremy David, the visionary CEO of ConvoGPT AI. Jeremy's company has pioneered Sara, an AI employee that is truly changing the game in sales and recruiting. So, Jeremy, thank you for joining us. Um,
Thank you for having me.
for a founder or a business leader who has only used kind of basic chatbots, what's the fundamental difference between that and a fully fledged AI employee like Sara?
So that's a really good question. There's a big difference. Traditional chatbot is going to really be only able to answer certain questions and be able to chat back and forth and not really give you necessary answers to your exact questions. It's going to be able to capture your name and things of that nature, but it's not really going to be able to handle the nuances of what you need. A true AI agent that's a conversational AI agent of something that we build and actually deploy into companies actually has full knowledge bases. It has full capabilities of going out and scraping the internet through OpenAI. It has its own learning model. So our AI actually has a learning model of all 137,000 clients that have used our software over the last couple of years. It's actually been able to scrape all that data, and it has all of that into its knowledge base also. So it's, besides being a learning model, it's also a salient learning model as well.
Very clever. So, what kind of new capabilities does it unlock for business development?
So it unlocks outbound and inbound calls. It allows to send inbound and outbound SMS, inbound and outbound email. It engages properly. It follows up with sequencing. It can send out applications. It can send out links. It can gather documents in. So what I tell clients is whatever you can dream up that your sales assistant or internal salesperson or external can do as a human being, Sara can do as well from the standpoint of extreme efficiency.
Okay, Sara has a dual focus on both inbound and outbound prospecting. So, in your experience, which of these two areas present the most significant and immediate ROI for a startup that's just beginning to use conversational AI?
So this is what we tell clients is the following. The outbound calling is great. However, if you want to do outbound calling and call the yellow pages, it's an unsuccessful endeavor. What you need to do is you need to match up. So business development has changed and calling into companies has changed dramatically over the last couple of years. Why? People don't work in the office anymore. People work from home. It's much more difficult to get their information. So what we recommend doing is matching it up with some sort of guaranteed able to get that person on the phone and who actually are interested in your business. So really what our number one success is to take meta ads, to actually advertise on Facebook, even if the client advertises $10 or $15 a day, and to actually get those leads to come in. And as those leads come in, the AI engages that within 3 seconds and says to them, listen, and a lot of the leads come in after midnight because people are stressed out, over their business, and they're up all night and they can't think, and they're going through, how am I going to get the sales force and things of that nature. So we get the AI to engage within 3 seconds. As soon as they engage, a phone call. As soon as that phone call happens, SMS, and then an email. And the AI agent is programmed into an open AI system, so it can fully engage back and forth with a full conversation and literally answer as much as you possibly can imagine. And it has a lot of knowledge inside it, sometimes more than the human being.
Okay, business development is so often about nuance and building relationship. So, how does an AI agent maintain contacts and a human-like tone across multiple channels like email, SMS, and voice to ensure that the conversation feels natural and doesn't fall flat?
So one of the things that we can do is we can program the AI agent with actually emotion. So we can literally program it with emotion. So we program our AI agent above flat. So we can program it, one being flat, below one is, 0.5 is like, but I program it with some emotion. In addition to that, I program every one of my AI agents with a a voice recorded actress or actor that I own the commercial rights to. So it actually has a live human voice. And then we
Right.
program guardrails, and the guardrails that we program it in actually tell it, we want you to have emotion. We want you to have some joking availability. We want you to be able to act as a human and don't act robotic. And so we can program that inside. And as we program that inside, that's how we're able to do it.
So what is just really interested to know what what are the kind of requests that you've had from some of your clients that have been really kind of obscure that you think, huh, really? Okay, well, I'll do what you want me to do.
I mean, I've had one client say to me, I want the AI agent to hang on the phone as long as possible to try and get them to say yes, until they tell you that they're going to call the police.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I love it. I'll remember that next time I get a call. Um, just talking about your business model, which is subscription based with no commission. Um, how does this kind of approach change the value proposition for a business, and what problems were you trying to solve with this model?
So we're trying to solve the replacement of the internal sales force with the overseas sort of virtual assistants or call centers and things like that. And one of the things that I wanted to be is I want to be on the same side of the table as the client. And I've had many offers over the time. Hey, if I don't want to pay anything up front, but why don't you take a position of commission or something in the back end? Really, what I want to do is I want to provide software as a service. I want to provide the best software as possible, and I don't want to be in the client's pocket down the road. And I find that if I can get on the same side of the table with them and say, I'm going to align myself with your best interests and your best practices, that's the best way to handle the situation.
Okay, that seems really fair. So in terms of your you mentioned a figure early on of thousands of customers that you have. Just to give our listeners and viewers an understanding, what type of customers do you have? Is it, one man band startup? Is it enterprise? Is it just directly small, medium enterprise businesses? Just to give an understanding.
So it's anywhere from a one person beauty salon or barbershop that wants to have people come in and make phone calls to book appointments for them that they're cutting hair all day and they need appointments booked. It's anything from there all the way up to a big bank.
Okay, so that's quite a wide
It's a
a
very
wide.
wide, I think our services are reasonable. I tell everybody the following. I'm trying to give you the service of Neiman Marcus for the price of Walmart.
Okay. That's a fair comparison. That's a good one to use. What are some of the most common pitfalls that you see businesses make when they try to implement an AI agent for sales?
So the number one problem I see companies make is the following. They think that if they make more phone calls and they just call the yellow pages, that more stuff against the wall is going to stick. And it's actually the inverse of that. The more pinpoint accurate that we can push the AI agent to make the phone calls, the better off we are.
Okay, so what's one piece of advice you would give a founder to avoid these mistakes?
So the number one thing that I would tell a founder would be understand your market. Understand that the nuances of business development have changed. You're no longer going to necessarily be in the cold email game. Okay. It's very difficult with servers and with warm emails and things like that. Understand your audience. That's number one. Number two is once you understand your audience, how do you get to that audience? How do you open up those doors? And if you can understand that to be able to do that, I found that business development for us has changed dramatically over the last couple of years. We first started on making phone calls, cold emails, text message blasts, and that kind of stuff. I don't anymore personally make a single outbound phone call unless it's somebody who is interested in my product.
Got it. That makes sense. So looking ahead to where do you see this technology going, um, and how will AI powered business development evolve over the next 2 to 3 years?
I mean, it's going to change the landscape of businesses dramatically. It's going to change, unfortunately, the human element in the game. The internal sales forces are going to start to get pushed out. The guys who are the cream of the crop on the internal sales desks and things of that nature, who actually have the ability to sell, are going to wind up going on the outside and actually be good salespeople. This is going to change the landscape, where if you have an internal salesperson, you're paying them $25 to $35 an hour. This is a fraction of the cost, and it's just so much more. I think that those are going to be the nuances of the whole landscape that's going to change dramatically. The other thing that you have the ability to do at this point in time is data. If you say to the AI agent, listen, I want the data of this, this, and this, go out there and scrape me that data, and then bring it back into a program like Clay and enrich me that data, and then make those phone calls, it has all those abilities. The other thing that we can now do is that we can go onto a landing page, onto your website, and I can tell you everybody who's come onto your landing page and is actually capture that data, so that you actually have that data, and then go back out there and push it out to them and say, hey, you landed on my landing page, or people similar to that, and be able to get that. It's just demographically changed so much of where we're able to pinpoint. And what I'm telling clients is that if you continue throwing the hook into the sea, it doesn't work. Why don't we want to fish in the barrel?
Very true. No, very true. So what should founders be doing today to prepare for it?
I mean, number one is that you need to start to figure out what you can implement in the short term, budgetary wise, of AI. If it just starts with ChatGPT, to be able to get that kind of stuff in, where you're going to be able to cut corners and start to be able to implement conversational AI, where you're not going to need to spend X amount of dollars. Look, the receptionist in that world, that's totally done. Anybody who has a receptionist, yes, there are some law firms that want to have that warm person at the front desk, but most of the world at this point in time, I tell clients when they want to see me face to face, it's not worth it. I don't want to do the business. If I can't have a Zoom call with you and sit at my desk and do that, it's not worth my time to get out for 3 hours and waste all that time. Yes, I appreciate wanting to meet me face to face, but I just don't want to do that kind of business.
Right, got it. That makes sense. Listen, Jeremy, first of all, thank you very much. It's really interesting, and I think you've just given us a little masterclass on how to actually put into action conversational AI. If people want to get hold of you, I'm going to put show notes and details about how to access your website. Are you okay for people to contact you via LinkedIn, etc.?
I mean, LinkedIn, email, website, and look, my company phone number's out there. If someone's going to contact us, it will get driven to me with regardless. I'm too accessible to not be able to be contacted.
Right, and if they call you on the company number, they're going to be speaking to Sara, or they're going to speak to Jeremy.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Sara is programmed to the fact that it's pretty cool, because of the fact that she can do a live transfer if somebody wants to speak to a human being. And then in addition, if Sara gets to a point that she says, hey, somebody's super interested, if somebody's super interested, I'm going to get a text message and email and try to get the human person to get to them as quickly as possible. Or she's going to ask them, can I get them on Jeremy's calendar so that we can do a Zoom meeting with them, 15 minute exploratory call.
Brilliant. Okay, I love it. Love it. Thank you so much, Jeremy. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.